shit, I am sorry. My God. What the fuck? Oh, oh my God. This whole fucking stream is so fucking stressful, man. Everything is just not working. Everything is just not working. Okay, let me just start over. Fuck. Yeah, thank you for telling me. I was reading the whole shit. I was reading. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But oh yeah. Hi chicken, how are you doing? Thank you for showing up. Oh my God. I have been muted this whole fucking time. Okay, so let me do it one more time. Today we're doing Reddit story. We are reading Reddit story from MID Asshole. All of the story is gaming related. So we're gonna look a lot of stories about MID Asshole that has some sort of gaming element to it. So the first story, let's get into it. The first story is from MID Asshole 12 days ago, pretty fresh, is MID Asshole for being upset over my girlfriend picking in-game currency over real money on her commission payments. So if you can see the verdict is already So if you can see the verdict is already asshole, but let's continue reading it. My girlfriend, 19-year-old, a digital artist, got a commission from one of my online friends. He made her choose between in-game currency or actual money for drawing his original character, but to my surprise she chose the first option. I got upset because of it. We both live in a country where a dollar costs a lot. I reasoned with her the money could have helped her on some things she's struggling on. She's been struggling with food. Sometimes she couldn't buy things she needed in school because she's out of buck to spend. She's not really working right now. Her parents can't really provide her because they don't really have a good relationship. If they do provide, it's not enough for her daily needs, nor is the money enough for a few days. I'm the only one who is properly providing her what she needs. We are currently long distance. I send her money whenever she needs, but sometimes I can't because I have to pay my own food, bills, and the money I get is just my allowance from my parents. My parents don't want to let me find a job or work even though I really want to because they want me to finish college first. By the way, okay, sorry, I was like BTW. What the fuck does that mean? For some reason it didn't register in my brain. Okay, continue. I asked her why she chose that, and her reply was, "I'm doing fine here. I'm still alive. At least let me have fun." That made me more upset because a day ago she's been complaining that she can't buy a certain thing for a project. She doesn't have any money. This entire thing turned into an entire argument when all I wanted was to point out why the money was useful. Okay, so that's the entire story. Okay, so I'll just give a few of my thoughts, initial thoughts, straight up. I feel like okay, I feel like if the girlfriend I feel like if the girlfriend wants to choose an in-game if she wants to choose an in-game currency over real money, it's not a problem. Her choice, she does the commission. She can choose whatever type of payment she wants. The real problem is you're not working. You're on allowance. You're in college, but you're sending over money to your girlfriend when you can't afford it. So I think the problem is the OP because if you don't have the money, if you don't have the money as OP, you don't have to send your money to your girlfriend because you can't afford it. So I can see why the OP is frustrated, but I feel like it's out of your own doing because like you you don't have to send the money if you don't want to. At least that's how I think about it. Maybe there's more context clue in the comments. Okay, the first comment. I asked her why she chose that. Her reply was, "I'm doing fine here. I'm still alive. At least let me have fun." Stop sending her money. You are giving someone your allowance. You are giving away money that your parents give you so that you can focus on school. She's probably scamming you anyway. That's the first comment. Second one. As soon as I read that, I was like, oh, this person is just using OP for free money and let her must sleep. Another comment, here's a fun game for OP. Tell her you aren't going to send her money anymore. She clearly doesn't need it. Okay. This is also another comment. Not saying she's scamming OP, but it's not like she doesn't know her. He stated in other comments that they started dating in high school. They are long distance due to going to different colleges. His parents know her. She's been in their home. They also know he's sending money to her. I do agree that he needs to stop sending her money and focus on getting himself through school. Okay, that is interesting. Stated in other comment. Which comment? I I didn't see any comment, but and you know what? Let's just slowly go through it. Does she complain about not having enough money for daily necessity and school fees? At least according to OP, yes. Okay, this one has OP replying. Okay, let's look at it. You would be the asshole if you keep sending her. You would be the asshole if you keep sending her money. You are Sorry, let me repeat it again. You would be the asshole if you keep sending her money. You are not working yet. Depending on your parents, you are in no position to support another human being. This is an example of how young adults have to learn to budget. This is now her turn to learn to take care of herself. OP wrote, we are currently long distance. I do hope that this after they dated in real life. If not, I hope OP isn't being catfished. So OP replied, yes, we started dating in school, in high school. College just separated us. So it continues. I wish you and your girlfriend continue romance. Sorry, I don't know why this guy is writing like that. It's throwing me off. I wish you and your girlfriend continue romance, but she doesn't need to learn what? Okay, sorry. I wish you and your girlfriend continue romance, but she does need to learn how to budget for herself and not depend on you for extra funds. Yes, everyone should have fun, free time to enjoy, but one should also know if you can't afford it, fun stuff have to wait. Necessity always come first. Sign, someone who lived 5 years ago in I don't know where and love it. Oh, wait. Is this the Philippines again? Is this the Philippines again? I see Manila. What the hell? Okay, so I think there's more replies. Wait, let me check. Is there any more relevant replies? Okay, let's look at another reply. Someone said, cut the relationship now. It will hurt, but the person you were in high school is not the adult you are going to grow into. That's why very few high school relationships turn into lasting marriages. I told my kids to date whoever they want, but to understand the love of their life is almost certainly not in their geometry class. Okay, let's look at another one. Okay, so this one say, not the asshole. You are providing for her, and when she is finally able to get the dollar, she made the decision to take in-game money. Stop sending her money, or she will never learn. Okay, what else? Okay, so this is a comment that is a little bit different because so far all of the comments we are reading is standing together with OPs. This one is a little bit against the OP. So this one says, nah, she gets to make her own decision. You don't have to agree with her, but you also don't have to send her money. You you say you're currently long distance and you send her money. You have met in You have met her in person, right? Yes, she used to be my classmate in high school, started dating, and got separated when college hit. Now she's just someone you send money to from across the country while she accepts payment of fake money. Sounds great. I love how this person is so sarcastic about it. But I I think this guy, friendly shelter 625, he fuck. I think this guy friendly shelter 625 has the same kind of I guess opinion with me because I also said the same thing. Like she can choose whether she want to accept her payment in real money or in-game currency. It's her choice, right? She can do that. But it's also your choice as OP whether you want to send her money or not. Because remember, OP, you are not working, you are in college. That allowance is for you, for your college life. And so it's really not your obligation to send her any money, right? So I understand I understand OP's frustration, but I feel like it's almost like OP is doing it to himself or herself. I'm not sure OP is what gender, but I feel like this is where OP has to kind of like make a decision for himself, right? OP has to make a decision for himself whether he wants to continue doing, the sending money thing, or just like say enough is enough. And I feel like it's almost time for him to say enough is enough. I feel like he shouldn't have started it in the first place because clearly he's not financially, that well off, and he's not even working. That's my main argument, right? If you are on allowance using your parents' money, you should not be providing for anyone else because that is essentially not your money. Even though it's an allowance to you, but in the end of the day, it's your parents' money. It's not your money. You shouldn't be using it on anyone else. Okay. But let's continue and see if there's any other thing. And I think this is something OP should communicate with their girlfriend. Correct. I feel like this is a talk that needs to happen between OP and the girlfriend. Okay. Let's see this comment. This one has also a reply from OP. Not the asshole. Stop giving her money. Do your parents know they are essentially supporting two people, you and your girlfriend, with their money? That's fucked up. If you hid the fact from them, I'm sure they would not consent for their hard-earned money to go to someone else. If your girlfriend is immature and she's using you, she's okay and not worry about the money. Because she knows she'll just cry to you and you just send her money. You're enabling her. Yes, my parents know that I'm using some of my allowance money for my girlfriend. I always tell them whenever I have to give her money. They know her personally because we started dating in high school. She usually goes to our house whenever college. Do people not know how to write things anymore? Why do they write things in so convoluted way? Okay, let me just continue. They know her personally because we started dating in high school. She usually come to our house whenever college separated us. Okay, it continues. Ask yourself this. Is something it okay, ask yourself if this is something you're willing to live with. Having someone who's supposed to be your partner in life but not acting like one when it comes to both of your financial life. Are you willing to live your life constantly being the caretaker of your finances because the other person is irresponsible? Will this leach out to other parts of your life and not just finances? The last one, is that how you've is that how you have phrased it? That you're using some of your allowance money? Do they know it's actually cash you're sending her, not just buying gifts here and there? True, true. I feel like if you just tell your parents, oh, I'm just like using some of the allowance, they would think like, oh, maybe you're just buying gift or what. But I feel like sending actual like cash is different. Like it's actually just like wiring the money. I'm just gonna just scroll a little bit to check to kind of browse through the comment because I feel like most of them are saying the same stuff. Okay, this one has a okay, so this one has OP's reply, so we're gonna read this. Maybe I'm just cynical, but how many other maybe I'm just maybe I'm just cynical, but how many other boyfriends does she have? I'm curious what area of the world we are talking about here. Eastern Europe, Southeast Asia, South America. Anytime I hear the word long distance and send her money, I get a little nervous for the fella. Living in Southeast Asia, if you're talking about exes, she has two. We and we started dating in high school before college separated us. You're probably okay then, but yeah, man, real advice is look for a pattern of behavior. If she's always making irresponsible choices, then that's useful data for you to make your own decision. If you occasionally use, okay, wait, if she occasionally uses her time and talent for selfish, unproductive things, then she's just human. Also, still quite young, so keep things in perspective. I don't know what the fuck is he saying, to be honest. I don't know what this commenter is saying. Okay, anyway, let's just continue. Not the asshole, however, OP should also be more responsible with their allowance. Agree, I agree with that. I'm just gonna scroll through. I'm just gonna scroll through and see if there's any other comments that's worth reading. Uh, 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 okay. Okay, I guess we can read one last one. Okay. As a fellow digital artist, I would say that every dollar I get have always went towards, sorry, I just had Milo, so I'm burping. As a fellow digital artist, I would say that every dollar I get have always went towards the. As a fellow digital artist, I would say that every dollar I get have always went towards my needs. Or if I was doing well, it went towards my savings. My fiance helped me on bad days too. But now that I have a well-paying job, I draw more for the pocket money. Huh? Oh my god. Reddit commenters, man. My fiance helped me on bad days too, but now that I have a well-paying job, I draw more for the pocket money. I now use that for gaming and anything extra. But it was never a case for me back then. I know you love her, but you need to stop sending her money. She might get upset or something, but she has to realize the situation and get a clear teaching of money management and what to use for it. You're the asshole, but only to yourself. For as long as you enable this, tell her you can't send her money to her anymore. We all want to have fun, but thinking you're okay now is not going to help her or you on the long term. Okay, so I was a little bit confused at first with the verdict, like because okay, wait, let me scroll up. Because if you look at the verdict on the top, it says asshole, right? So I was thinking that, oh, everyone thinks he's the asshole for telling his girlfriend, uh, oh, okay, sorry. I thought that everyone in the comments thought that he's the asshole for being upset over the girlfriend picking in-game currency over real money. But it seems like people are calling him the asshole to himself, really. I think everyone is, like, most of the comments are standing with DOP, stating that he should not send money to the girlfriend anymore and have a talk with the girlfriend saying, like, oh, I can't send you any money, I can't support you anymore because in the end of the day, it's just allowance for college. I don't have money, I'm not working. Yeah, I feel like for me, I feel like OP is not the asshole for this. I just think that OP should just talk to the girlfriend and not send any more money, because OP is not working. Like, just a general reminder, right? If you're not working and you don't have a stable income, you're not in any position to support anyone. Maybe a one-time gift or maybe a one-time kind of like cash to help out perhaps, but also then it depends on how much of money you have in your savings, right? But in the end of the day, you can't regularly support someone if you don't have a job, if you don't have a stable income. That is the bottom line. Support me, please. I need somebody to support me. I need everyone to subscribe, to hit I need everyone to hit the follow button. I need everyone to buy the subscription. Okay, anyway, on to the next story. Okay, so this one is 2 years ago. So this is a little bit old, I guess. Am I the asshole for putting dinner away, playing video games after my girlfriend came home drunk? Okay, we'll see, we'll see. My girlfriend and I live together. I'm 29, she's 26. We lived together for 6 months. And sorry, I've been very busy at work and with my life. So yesterday I was really looking forward to cooking dinner for my girlfriend and relaxing. We had this plan all weekend. My girlfriend is more of a social butterfly than I am, so she had plans yesterday morning with her friends. She had brunch at 11 and I was planning on dinner ready by 6:30. I expected her to have a few mimosas at breakfast, but nothing too crazy. Maybe she would get home and take a nappy nap before dinner. Basically, brunch turned into going. Okay, wait. Basically, brunch turned into going to one more bar after around 1 p.m., which turned into more bars, which basically became bar hopping all day. I'm surprised the bar is open at 1 p.m. I thought the bar would usually be around late night or the evening. She was texting me, insisting that she will be home in time for dinner. But by the but by the way, she was talking. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was confused on how he was writing this. She was texting me, insisting that she will be home in time for dinner. But by the way she was texting and talking, I could tell she was drunk. I started making pasta around 5 p.m. Around 5:30, I saw her snap story that she was doing shots at a bar in a completely different neighborhood of Chicago. I didn't want to be the boyfriend who next, so I let it go. I was getting seriously annoyed because I was thinking, oh great, she's gonna be hammered for our nice night we have planned. Okay. Ex- At 6:30, she was not home yet. I was on her location. Wait, I saw her location that she was now at a different bar from where they were talking, from where they were taking shots at. I ate and asked my friend if they wanted to go to play. Wait, what? I ate and asked. Sorry, I ate and asked my friend if they wanted to play PlayStation. So I packed up the food, put in the fridge, and hop on PlayStation with the boys. Okay, continuing this. Girlfriend arrived home around 7:15 p.m. clearly drunk. She asked what the fuck I was doing and what about dinner. I said she was late and dinner was done, but it's in the fridge. Sorry, but but it's in the fridge so she can heat it up if she wants some. She apologized for being a little bit late, but basically gave me a half-assed laughing apology saying you never know what to expect when the girl gang goes to brunch. I said that's fine, but now I have other plans. She calls me rude and went to bed. We haven't talked much about it today, but I can tell she's being passive aggressive. So am I the asshole? Edit. Oh, Oh, and she also went and said my dinner didn't look very good, so she DoorDash Taco Bell. Update. Girlfriend and I talked. We are okay for the most part. She did sincerely apologize and admitted to her fucking up. And she said she wished I came at. Oh, wait, what? She said she wished I came when she invited me though, after she learned it might be out. Wait, huh? What? Dude, is it just me or some Reddit story the way the comments are the way they write it is so fucked up. She said she wished I came when she invited me though, after she learned it might be out longer like 2 p.m. This started another issue or thing. This is not me, right? Guys. The way dude, I feel like people on Reddit need to learn how to type. They really need to learn how to use punctuation. They really need to learn how to do like structured sentence, man. What the fuck is this? This started another issue or thing we need to figure out in our relationship. She opened up and said she wished sometimes I was more outgoing and social. She wishes I wasn't fine when she wishes I wasn't fine with sitting around the apartment all the time. Okay, let me kind of process this part of the update. She said she wished I came when she invited me though, after she learned it might be out longer like 2 p.m. Okay, I think I get it. I get it. So what the girlfriend is saying is that she wish that the OP would have came out of the apartment, go to the bar they were at, and you know hang out at a bar or like get brunch together with the girlfriend and the friends of the girlfriend once she knew that they were gonna be out longer. They were gonna be out longer than 2 p.m. At least that's what I'm getting at. Okay. My verdict is as simple as this, not the asshole. I mean, this is plain and simple. I don't think you can argue anything else. They had a plan, girlfriend missed out on the plan, and then she gets mad at OP. So the girlfriend is definitely the asshole. The OP, not the asshole. Girlfriend asshole, OP not asshole. Easy. Let's look at the comments though. Okay, this one has the OP replying to it, so we can have more context to it. Not the asshole. Like you said, she was home almost an entire hour late. Did she seriously just expect you to sit at the table with a cold dinner, twiddling your thumb and waiting for her? And the fact that she just DoorDash her own food and insulted your cooking is even worse. Your girlfriend doesn't sound very mindful of you, your time, or your efforts. And the fact that she's giving you the silent treatment to try and make you look like the bad guy is even worse. Honestly, she puts her girl gang ahead of you. I would stop and reevaluate your relationship with her. Has she frequently been picking her friends and other things over you? Okay, so this is the OP replying. Yes, it does. Yes, it does seems like that sometimes. I try to let her have her own life. There was a recent situation where we canceled dinner plans because one of her girls had a tough day at work. And my girlfriend just had to go sit at the pool with her all day because she was sad. I was thinking, dude, your friend is in her late 20s. Does she really need you to sit with her all night because she had a rough day at work? Like, we don't all have rough day. Like, we don't all have rough days? Okay, very interesting. It sounds like she needs to mature a little bit more. Another reply. For real, I'm a woman in my late 20s. I can't begin to fathom doing any of this. And what I find irritating is her apparent need to unironically refer to the group of friends as the girl gang. That is some high school shit, Lamau. True, high school shit. Another comment. I'm 31 and when I have to I'm 31 and when I've shit day at work, I just want to be at home with my husband while he pile me with food and wine. I've been this way since my early 20s. When I was single, I would just seduce myself with food and wine. True. What is the best way to solve any trouble that you have at work? Just forget about it and have good food. That is the best way. Honestly, to be honest, like whenever I'm stressed at work, I just eat. That's why I'm like so fat. Yeah. Anyway, I think this give like a important clue and context. I feel like at least through what OPF said. Oh hi Naira. Hi Naira. Hi. Thank you for coming by. We are doing Reddit story. Okay, we are doing Reddit reading. Just to clue you in, right? I'm just gonna quickly summarize the whole thing. So basically, OP is asking, is he the asshole for putting away dinner and playing video games with her? Okay, sorry. So the OP is asking, is he the asshole for putting away dinner and playing video games when her girlfriend come home drunk? Okay, so the whole gist is basically this. OP and girlfriend has decided to plan a dinner date together. So OP was preparing dinner. But the girlfriend had prior plans. So the girlfriend went out for brunch. But OP and the girlfriend planned to have dinner at 6:30. So OP was thinking, okay, so the girlfriend will be coming back by 6:30 or before 6:30. But the brunch became, you know, bar hopping in the end. So they went bar hopping. The girlfriend went bar hopping with the friends and then was taking shots, yada yada yada. So the girlfriend in the end came home by 6:30 or 6:15 actually, and she was clearly drunk. So the OP actually, when he knew that the girlfriend was not going to come back in time, the OP just had his own dinner and packed the dinner, like packed the leftover and put it in the fridge, and also just went off and play some games with his friends since the girlfriend's not coming back for dinner anyway. So he just decided to do his own thing. So now the girlfriend is kind of mad because the girlfriend came back home and thought that, oh, we're gonna continue the dinner date. But obviously she was late for it, so the OP is not down for it anymore. But now the girlfriend is mad. And the girlfriend is also giving the silent treatment, and also the girlfriend refuses to eat the food that the OP prepared for. The girlfriend just DoorDash some food. So this is the question: is the OP the asshole? Yes. So I don't know if you got the whole thing, but what I say is that the girlfriend's definitely the asshole, not OP, because if you have planned for a dinner date together, and if OP has already prepared the food, and you as the girlfriend came home late, number one, you came home drunk, and now you get mad at OP for putting away the food. You get mad at OP for playing games when you are the one that came home late and drunk, and then you give him the silent treatment, and then instead of eating his food, you call his food ugly and unappetizing, and then you DoorDash your own food. So if I was OP, genuinely, I think this would be the turning point for me. This would be like a point where I would go like, uh, maybe I want to reevaluate this relationship kind of deal. Yeah, she is definitely the asshole for this. I feel like you can definitely go out with your friends. Nothing wrong with that. You can hang out with your friends and everything. But the point is, you made a promise to OP that you would be home by 6:30 and have dinner with him. Now, you are late for it. And you know what? Sometimes that happens, right? Sometimes you get late to stuff that you promised to, and that happens. And if the girlfriend were to like apologize and be sincere about it at that point, it wouldn't be a huge problem, to be honest. But instead of recognizing her mistake and apologizing, she was upset and literally kind of antagonizing the OP and giving OP the silent treatment, which is crazy. Like, you are at wrong and now you're giving the other person the shit. Damn, that is crazy. Yeah, there was clearly no respect for the plans they made. They could have just said sorry, plan another one. Yeah. Yes, she could have at least informed him for being late or something, but she got mad. Meh. True. I feel like informing OP would have been a good one. Just saying like, oh, you know what? I'm not gonna come at on time. I'm sorry, but could you just wait for me a little bit? Or if you want to, you can just put it in the fridge. I'll still eat it, and I will just reheat it and still eat it. Stuff like that. Communication. But it seems like the girlfriend rather be taking shots and not give a shit about the OP. Let's continue. I'm gonna look at some other comments. So this comment have some replies from the OP. Not the asshole. She prioritized getting drunk with her girlfriends over you. If this was a one-off, recommend letting it go. But if this is a regular event, then she lacks respect for you. OP reply, it's not super duper frequent, but there is a slight tendency to be out later than she originally says, or one plan will turn into something else. Continue? I don't know how, I don't know about you personally, but stuff like that would make me very insecure, feel disrespected in my relationship. Your plans weren't important enough for her to behave like adult, and instead she came home late like a drunk toddler. OP replied, I do feel disrespected. Okay. Oh, Max Hornet. Hi Max Hornet, can I ask why you consider yourself as a YouTuber? Oh, hi Max Hornet. To be honest, I'm not a YouTuber. I just put the text there. I just put the text there so that people will click into my stream. Because, yo. Okay, don't hate the player, hate the game, okay? The game is rigged. The game requires us, the meta of the game right now requires us to put in LootTuber, Daddy, Guna, all this sus tag so that people can search up your stream. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for putting weird tags in my stream so that people can see my streams? I don't think so. Anyway, welcome, Max Hornet. We are reading like the Reddit story right now, and just to keep you up to date, I'm sorry I'm repeating this again and again. Nah, but you clickbait, so no kiddo. I do clickbait. I'm not gonna defend that. I clickbait. Okay, I apologize for that. But you know, that's the meta. That's the game. You gotta play the game. But anyway, I'm just gonna keep you up to date to what we are reading right now. So basically, OP and OP and girlfriend plan for a dinner date. Basically girlfriend was late for the dinner date. OP had prepared the food and everything. But since the girlfriend was late, OP decided to keep the food in the fridge. But when the girlfriend came home drunk, the girlfriend was mad that the OP kept the food in the fridge and did not wait for her, basically. So uh basically OP is asking, is he the asshole for keeping the food in the fridge and doing his own stuff when the girlfriend was late for their dinner date? So that's the whole story that we're reading. So I mean, the verdict is obviously OP is not the asshole because the girlfriend was late to the dinner date. She was drunk for the dinner date. She didn't keep a promise, and she got mad when she was the one at fault. So it's as plain and simple. OP is not the asshole. Girlfriend, yeah, kind of the asshole. Meta, yeah, it is the meta. I mean, it's fine. I've been some servers where VTubers shake titties. You know, that is probably the norm. I mean, even male VTubers have like, you know, big packs where they could shake their titties. I don't have that, so I'm I'm sorry I can't shake my titties. Shake your bangs. Yeah, I can shake my bangs though. Woo, shaking my bangs. But anyway, let's continue with the next comment. Not the asshole, that's very rude and childish of her. I saw in the comments that this isn't the first time she's been out later than expected and ruined your plans together. And that was a really long day of drinking. Are her late returns home often due to her drinking, or was this a one-off? This insult your cook the insult to your cooking as a cook degrace was awful. Oh yeah, also I forgot to mention she did insult his cooking and basically DoorDash her own food, which is kind of an asshole move. Like, you were already late for the dinner and now you're like shit talking about OP's food. Like, you can't even apologize for being late. Crazy. OP cook, girlfriend no come. OP set, OP play, girlfriend come, girlfriend mad. Who's the biggest B? Full story is short. True. Like, I feel like it's as simple as this, right? If you couldn't make it to the plans, if you couldn't make it to, and this is not only about this story, right? If you have plans with your friends, with your partner, with your family members, whatever, right? If you have plans made and the other person doesn't show up, you are free to cancel the plan. You are free to do whatever the fuck you want to do because the other person didn't show up. So it's not on you. You don't have to feel bad. Like, the other person should have showed up or at least informed you they were going to be late. Because if they just left you in the dark like that, yeah, fuck it, cancel the plan, go do your shit. Clearly, they do not respect you, they do not respect your time, they do not respect the plans that were made. Didn't even eat it. Exactly, didn't even give it a try. It's crazy. The OP spent so much of time cooking the pasta, and the girlfriend was like, no, this food looks so disgusting. I'm not gonna eat it. Like, go. Who the fuck are you, man? Who the fuck do you think you are? Girlfriend bad, OP sad. Yeah. F in the chat for OP. Okay, let's see what OP replied. Her late returns are usually due to her just being out, which involves drinking. Or if it's not a drinking activity, it comes from adding another activity onto it last minute, like etc. Going to gym with her friends turns into going to gym and lunch after, or getting her nails done with friends turn into nails and sitting by the pool for a bit after or going shopping. And then it continues. Is this like a weekly occurrence, monthly, or once or twice a year? OP replied, maybe every other month or every 6 weeks. Every 6 weeks. Okay. I guess every other month. Somebody said, just break up, bro. She ain't the one. Truly a Reddit moment. Whenever there's like a Reddit story about a couple, you will always find this comment. Okay, just a commenter, just a Reddit commenter be like, yo, just break up, bro. She ain't the one, man. She ain't the one. She ain't the one. Just break up, bro. Okay, let's see what else we have. Is there anything? Okay, so this is another comment with OP's reply. Okay, the comment goes, not the asshole. You made dinner and she wasn't home when planned. All she had to do was heat it up. Her plans changed and she expect you to wait at home like a puppy, but she can't be flexible when you do other things. Sure, her plans changed, but you didn't put it against her. Her change her change of plans were her change of plans were the reason why you changed your night. She didn't bother telling you she would be home late. Did she want you to just leave the food out to spoil? I would have I would have her tell you what she expects, then point out how silly this is for anyone to just sit there and wait. If she expects the courtesy to wait and eat, then she needs to text or call when she leaves. She sounds like an immature jerk and I would die on this hill. OP reply. It's annoying, it's annoying because she talked to me like I'm almost sorry. It's annoying because she talked to me like I almost should have expected this from her and planned accordingly. Like I said, her excuse was basically, well, all bets are off when the girls do the brunch. Uh, when the girls do the brunch, we go crazy. That's how she sounds like. Uh, of course we're gonna go bar hopping. Of course we're gonna do shots. It's the girls' brunch. Like, you crazy, man. This girl is so fucking crazy. Like, how can you say expect? How can you say expect me to do this? Like, what the fuck do you mean expect you to do this? You're a fucking adult. You're not a teenager. I'm not gonna expect you to do some bullshit. I'm expecting you to communicate with me if you're gonna be late. I'm expecting you to tell me that you're gonna whether you're gonna make it to the dinner or you're not gonna make it to the dinner. Like, why is the girlfriend acting as though she's a teenager? Wait, how old is the girlfriend? Sorry. Okay, the girlfriend is 26, which is crazy because the girlfriend sounds like an 18-year-old. But anyway, let me continue. Let me see if there's any other comments. Okay, so this one also has a reply by OP. Not the asshole. Damn, dude, I feel bad for you. How would she act if the role were reversed? Then she talks shit on your meal and wouldn't eat it? Sounds like she does not respect you at all. And that's fucked up because you seem like a nice guy. I can relate to her because I'm also very social and tend to never want the party to end when I'm out with friends. I I often go to happy hour after work that can easily turn into a few hours, but I always let my man know ahead of time that it may be a while or not to wait for me to eat or make other plans with his friends. I also don't do this on the day we had plans together. Good luck, bro. OP replied, I don't not want. Okay, what? Dude, sometimes Reddit commented they are making their comments so hard to read. OP replied, I don't want her to not enjoy her social life, but she steamrolls our plan. Okay. So it continues. The above commenter was just saying you deserve more respect. You sound like a nice person. However, the way your girlfriend treats you sounds horrible. Not the asshole your girlfriend is. Agree. I think in the end of the day, right? True, right? Like she's acting 15. She's acting like she's like maybe 18, a young adult, or even worse, like a teenager, right? And like in the end of the day, I think what this story is actually about is about respect, right? The look, OP respects the girlfriend. Okay, OP doesn't reprimand the girlfriend for going out late. OP doesn't like keep texting the girlfriend on like, oh, where are you? Oh, what are you doing? You know, OP is not being controlling here. OP trusts the girlfriend to be an adult. Okay, OP trusts the girlfriend to communicate with him. OP wants the girlfriend to have her fun. But on the other way, it doesn't seem like the girlfriend respects OP. The girlfriend doesn't communicate to OP, doesn't tell the OP when she's coming back, doesn't tell the OP about our plans. And when she does come back, she gets mad at OP for not waiting for her. She gets mad at OP for making dinner and calling his dinner, disgusting. It seems like the girlfriend doesn't respect the OP's time. It doesn't respect OP's effort. Just doesn't respect OP in general. And I just feel like this is a serious talk that OP needs to do with like the girlfriend. And I feel like this continues on, it's not gonna be healthy for anyone. Oh, excuse me, I was burping. Okay, let's see if there's any more. Okay, so wait, let me see if there's any more comments that I should read. Okay, I'm just gonna read 2 more comments and then we can move to the next one. Okay, so this is one comment. Not the asshole, she sounds rude and ungrateful, saying you never know what will happen when the girls gang gets together isn't an excuse. She's an adult. She knew she had plans with you, but presumably because you were at home, she said screw it, he isn't going anywhere. I'm having fun. She doesn't get to be angry at you for doing something else when she showed you how little of a priority you were when she decided to come home late and drunk. After saying she will be on time repeatedly, then insulting your food, she better be formulating an apology, not expecting you to say sorry because she's in the wrong. Don't give in on this. She better stop with this kind of behavior and learn to actually apologize, or maybe you should reconsider the relationship. OP replied. She basically said that she basically said that she said she was having fun and that she didn't have any sorry. She basically said that she said she was having fun and that I didn't have to be anywhere, so her being a little bit late shouldn't be a big deal. But it is a big deal because the food is going to get cold because you guys had already planned together at the exact time, 6:30 p.m. So if you don't communicate, you didn't inform OP and you were just expecting OP to just sit on the dinner table and to wait for you, yeah, you're fucking crazy. It is a big deal. So it continues. Maybe tell her she can expect to be single forever if she doesn't grow up at some point. She's 26, so she's not old, but she's getting to the point where she needs to shed that college party girl mentality and live the real world. Living in the real world means drinking responsibly and keeping your obligation to your partner, not bar hopping for 8 hours and expecting your partner to sit at the table alone while the food gets cold. And then OP reply, I agree, there's definitely times where I think my girlfriend still acts like a college girl. Crazy for people to act like a college student at the age of 26. Let's be real, okay? When you're 26, right? Okay. Like between the age of 18 to maybe 25. Okay. I'm being very generous here. Between the age of 18 to 25, you're still like figuring out your life, I guess. Like, you're still like a young adult. Okay. That doesn't excuse, any bad behavior, but I'm saying you're still a young adult. Okay. But when you reach the age of 26, bro, you're 4 years. You have your if when you reach the age of 26, add another 4 years, you are already 30. Okay, so like you're kind of like old. You're like an adult already. You are like a proper adult, like not a young adult, like an adult. Okay, because 4 more years you're gonna be 30, and when you hit 30, 30 is like 10 years, uh 10 years away from 40, and 40 is like mid-age, right? We can all agree 40 is mid-age. If 40 is mid-age, 30 means like you're like one feet away from that mid-age life. So 26 is essentially almost there to the mid-age life. And if you still can't figure out that you are not a fucking college student, you have responsibility, you have obligation, I feel like you don't deserve to have a partner. You don't deserve to have somebody to care for you. That's what I think. And I think that's all for the comments. I don't think OP commented anymore. But yeah. It's so crazy. I feel like it's so crazy that some people act like that and just do not care about their partners, just doing whatever the fuck they want. And I feel like in this case, right? I feel like it's always about like it's always it's always a it's always about respect, right? It's never about, oh, you being late for this or you being late for that. It's never about that. It's about respect, right? If you know you were gonna have plans with OP for dinner date, why did you even decide to go to the brunch in the morning? Or if you do decide to go for the brunch in the morning, then get the hell out of the brunch by 2 p.m. Get home. Why did you decide to stay past the past the promised time of 6 p.m.? So like it's so crazy that the girlfriend acts like, I don't know, as though she's not an adult, as though she's like a teenager that needs like a chaperone to like kind of guide her through events or through a life. It's so fucking weird. And even weirder, she gets mad at OP when OP decides to like play games and not give a fuck about her when she was the one to like bail on him. So yeah. I I pray that none of I pray that all of my chat do not meet this kind of person in their life. I pray that you guys will find somebody that is better than this. Anyway, on to the next one. Okay, let me take a quick break. I've been, chatting, talking for quite a while. I'm just gonna get a water break and I'll be right back continuing on our third story. Also, just for a reminder, for everyone in chat, I do have the first Reddit story out right now. The first episode of Reddit story out right now. It's in the pinned comment. You guys can check it out if you want. It's from the last week episode, from the live reading. And essentially this ward that you're looking at, it will also be a new episode and I'll be releasing it next week if you guys are curious. So yeah, I might even feature some of your comments. So that's that. Anyway, I'm gonna get a break and I'm gonna see you guys in a bit. Be right back. Okay, I am back. I'm back. So, onto the third story. Again, Mariaso, but this is 6 years ago. So this is around the pandemic. I think so, yeah. It's around the pandemic. So let's read. Am I the asshole for banning my child from playing video games? Hi hi. So this is the third story. Get ready. Am I the asshole for banning my child from playing video games? What kind of video games? We shall see. We shall see. Also, this is during the pandemic, so I feel like a lot of people during the pandemic, because they had to stay at home, a lot of people played a lot of games. Like I remember Among Us was so big during the pandemic. It was crazy. But anyway, let's start. So I, 48 male, have a daughter, 16 female, who spends a lot of time playing video games. She's often on voice chat with other people who she said were friends from school. I've always thought it's a little bit suspicious because my daughter has complained about not really having friends at school. Okay. I interrupted I interrupted her doing schoolwork to ask her for a favor, take out the trash, when I saw a weird message pop up on the bottom of the screen. When I asked when I asked who it was, she seemed nervous and just brushed it off as a friend. After she left, I decided to check her computer and saw the message was from Discord. I took a brief glance at her messages and slash servers, and I realized these weren't just people she knew. I inter I interrogated her about it, and she got defensive because I went onto her computer but then admitted they were online friends. She said most of them were other girls her age, but some were guys and some were older. Not that it matters, people can lie. True, true. People do lie on the internet about their age and gender, so never be too trusting about that. I've always had a strict rule. I always had a strict rule with her on. I feel like I've talked a little bit too much. My throat is fucking up. Okay, let me try it again. I've always had a strict rule with her online access, no online friends, no talking to people online, and preferably no online multiplayer games. You don't know who's behind the screen. They could be dangerous. This has been a rule since she was a child. I've decided to ban her from playing games. She's allowed on her PC to do schoolwork, but during strict times and monitored. My daughter started crying when I told her and said she knew what she was doing and how to be safe, and these were her only friends, and it was quarantine, so she was isolated. There you go. It was the pandemic. I kind of knew it. I told her this was for her, I told her this was for I told her this was for protection, and she started screaming at me. My daughter hasn't left her room. My wife has taken my side, but I'm wondering if I'm in the right. So am I the asshole? Okay, let me take a sip of water, and I will kind of talk about it before I go into the edit. Okay. So let's rewind it a little bit, okay? OP is a father, and he has a 16-year-old daughter. And look, I understand of wanting to, protect your child, at these days online there's a lot of online predators. So I understand wanting to protect your daughter from that. By the same time, by the same time, your daughter has no friends at school. She is basically isolated. Okay, so any teenager, in fact, any person uh that's alive right now, anyone would want a connection, would want like some sort of friendship, people to talk to. So I feel like you have to kind of allow her to, have friends and stuff online. It's fine. But what I think OP is doing here, like the way he's doing it, I feel like it's wrong. What you can do to help your daughter is to communicate with your daughter, saying like, online people might say one thing, but they might be another thing. People lie about their age and gender and stuff like that. Always be careful. Don't send private pictures or messages to people you don't know, people that you know, whatever. Do not send to people anything private, private information, stuff like that. And like, talk to your daughter, kind of communicate, share stuff with your daughter. I think the main thing what OP should try is to have a genuine relationship with your daughter, so that your daughter would share stuff with you, so that in any case your daughter would, you know like, in any case, any creepy dudes, weird people, or just predator were to like try to talk to your daughter, and your daughter sense, some sort of weird or uncomfortable feeling, your daughter would be the one to go to you, for help. So I feel like, instead of just saying you can't have any games at all, you can't talk to anyone at all online, what this does is that you are signaling to your daughter that uh I you're signaling to your daughter that she needs to keep things a secret, so that you would never know at all. Because once you know it, she would be punished. You're signaling that to your dog. You're signaling that to your daughter. And what happens when you and and when this happens, your daughter would be incentivized to not tell you anything at all. Because once you know it, you will punish her for it. So she's not gonna tell you anything. Even if she's talking to like older dudes, even if she's like talking to creepy dudes, even she's like, in some sort of dangerous situation, she's not gonna tell you. You know why? Because once you know, she feels like when you know, you're gonna punish her for it. So I feel like this is just unhealthy. So instead of controlling, restricting, punishing her, what you should do is have a genuine relationship. Try to talk it out with your daughter. Spend more time with her and just tell her that she can be online, but she has to be, safe about it. She cannot tell anyone about private. She cannot tell anyone about her private information. Do not send any pictures of herself, and reassure that you are there for her. And if she ever have any problems, you are the one that she has to come to. So I feel like this is where I feel the OP is the asshole. Because it's like I understand why the OP is protective, but I don't agree with the way he's doing it. Okay, let's go into the edit. I talked to my daughter about this, and apparently she has been breaking this rule for longer than I thought. Apparently she had online friends when she was 11 and 12 and playing Roblox and Minecraft. She tried to use this to show me she knew what she was doing because nothing ever happened to her back then and she was safe. I was furious that she broke this rule even when she was little and has no respect for me. I've acknowledged that it is difficult to find stuff to do during this time. I decided to allow her to play single player games, but only for a limit but for but only for a limited time, and she has to ask permission and show me the game she's playing and prove that it's single player. I did tell her she could play online if she I did tell her she could play online if I could join the call to listen in on the conversation and read all her messages. She refused, saying that I would make things awkward and it would be embarrassing for her friends, and she'd rather not play at all than uh she rather she would rather not play at all than have me sit than have me sorry than have me sit in during calls. I thought this was suspicious. What is she hiding? I'm going I'm going to be looking up I'm going to be looking up for tutorials for blocking Discord on our internet. But she's still able to play games during this time. Edit 2. You don't need to send rude messages. Okay, I guess a lot of people were sending rude messages to him. Edit 3. My daughter found this post. I'm pretty pissed, even more betrayed that she was on Reddit because this isn't a site for children. She saw some of my comments about her and is pretty upset, particularly the one where I said she wasn't much of a looker and isn't even talking to me now. My wife isn't even taking my side anymore. Edit 4, well, she did talk to me to say a lot of hurtful things and then proclaim that she has in fact, okay, sorry, and then proclaim to me that she has in fact been in two relationships, done both of them, and I'm starting to realize that my method were flawed and ineffective. Okay. Controlling will only make her scared of him to approach when there's an actual big issue. Exactly, right? Okay, let me have a sip of water before I kind of go through the edits. Sorry. There's like the weather is so fucked up. I have like sinuses and stuff. I apologize for that. But anyway, okay. So as you can see, right, with the edits. So the daughter has been, playing online games when she was like 11 and 12. And I think that's pretty normal because when I was 11 and 12, I was also playing online games. But admittedly, it was with like my school friends, right? Not really with like online strangers. But anyway, see, like I feel like there was one line that I kind of feel the ick, or I kind of like feel like, I don't really like it. Is this line. So this is what he said, right? I'm furious that she broke this rule even when she was little and has no respect for me. And so I think that's the thing with OP, right? It seems to me OP cares more that it seems to me that OP cares more about controlling her. Sorry, it seems to me that OP cares more about controlling his daughter than actually protecting his daughter. Do you know what I'm trying to say here? It's like he doesn't really care if his daughter is being hurt. He doesn't really care if his daughter is is in danger or anything. He just cares about her daughter following his order. He just cares that her daughter is doing what he tells her to do. Because like he's not afraid about like, oh, if I do this, will my daughter just like continue to be online, but then she just do it more secretly so that I wouldn't know? Or, oh, has my daughter contacted anyone online? What was her activity? What has happened? I feel like instead of trying to understand and know and be understanding, he's just straight up saying like, oh my god, you don't respect me, you don't respect me, I'm furious about it. And I feel like that is so weird. Like, okay, I understand it's dangerous for a young child to be online, but instead of just saying like, oh, you don't respect me, okay, I'm gonna take away your privilege to play like online games or to play any games at all. Why not just understand her? Why not try to be with her, try to be there for her, be the one that she can talk to all the time, be the one that she feels safe to talk to? And I know there's a boundary to be drawn because in the end of the day, you're the parent. But if you're just not going to listen to her at all, trust me, she's not going to tell you anything at all in the future. Okay? Yes, the respect thing is more important, which is weird, right? Oh, second thing that I feel like is kind of weird, uh, that he mentioned. So in edit 3, he mentioned about like the daughter finding the post, right? And then he said that in one of the comments, OP mentioned that the daughter is not much of a looker, saying that the daughter is not beautiful or the daughter is ugly, basically. That's what OP is saying. And I find it so fucking weird. Why would you say any of that? Why would you demean your own daughter online? It's it's very weird behavior. Huh? I feel like I feel like the intention of not what trying to protect your daughter from online predators, I understand that intention. I understand that sentiment. I would be the same if I was a father. But the way he was going about it and the way he's talking about respect, the way he's talking about, oh, I'm gonna sit in the call with you in Discord, which is kind of weird. Why would a grown ass man be sitting in a call in Discord with his daughter, with her friends? It's kind of weird, I feel. And the friends will probably be also underage, girls and boys. Kind of weird. And then he goes on to say, like, his daughter is not a looker in the comments. It's like, dude, you're not just being the asshole here. You're just being plain weird. Such a creep, to be honest. In the end of the day, I'm kind of happy that he is mentioning that he's realizing his methods are flawed and ineffective. And I hope what he means by that is that from now on he will start to like try to talk with the daughter, try to understand the daughter a little bit more, and be less restrictive. The thing with like restricting people, right, is that the more you restrict someone, the more you hold tighter on it, the more the other person wants to get out from it. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. No matter what, okay? Just like how if you have a controlling partner, the other partner feels like they're trapped and they just want to get out from it even more. The whole idea is having healthy boundary. That's the whole idea. Like the child can go online, the child can have online friends, the child can play multiplayer online games. But then she has to have her but then she cannot send out private information, she cannot send out pictures, she has to communicate with the dad, the OP, whenever she has some sort of trouble or some sort of weird feeling from these people online. The idea is having boundary, healthy communication and stuff like that. Because trust me, children, especially in this day and age, will be online, okay, as young as 10 years old, okay, as young as even 7 years old. The moment they can read and the moment they can understand language, they will be online. That's how it is. It's unfortunate, but that's how it is in this modern era. And also the fact that there's so much of online predators this day. It's just very dangerous. I understand that. But to solve that, you just have to have a genuine relationship with your children. Actually understand what they're doing online. Actually spend time with them. Actually try to talk with them. Let them understand that you are the one that will protect them. You are the one that would listen to them. If you just shut them down, they don't feel safe around you. They don't feel like they can share things with you. And they're not going to share things with you. And when shit really hits the fan, you are not going to be there to be able to protect her, because she's not going to be telling you all the stuff, because you're not letting her, you're not listening to her. But anyway, let's go into the comments, right? Let's see if there's any comments by the OP. Let me see if there's any comments that OP replied to or anything like that. I'm scrolling through. There's quite a lot of comments. Okay, there's one. That's one. Okay, it goes, you're the asshole, as that's not teaching actual internet safety. On an unrelated note, why is quarantine censored? OP replied, I censored it because I believe there's a specific rule regarding posting about pandemic. What the fuck? That was not what I was looking for. But anyway, next one. Let's continue. I know I'm finding for the one where where OP was talking how his daughter is not a looker or some shit. I don't know if I can find it. I'm scrolling. Give me a sec. I'm looking for it. I don't really see it. Is there? Did he delete it? I think he might delete it because like how the daughter was upset from that comment. Wow. There is a lot of comments. There is a lot of comments. I don't see it, to be honest. Okay, I think I'm just gonna stop finding for like comments that has OP reply. I'm just gonna read the top comments. Yes, everyone is online. It's the bond that holds the trust. It's like a thread. If one of the side is pulling too hard, it's bound to snap at one point. Like both needs to be understanding exactly, right? And I feel like you trust me. When I was a kid. My dad tried to hide my laptop so that I wouldn't go online. I wouldn't play games. He did it so many times. And guess what? In the end of the day, I still found the laptop. I still was able to go online. You're not gonna stop a kid, man. And okay, side note, my dad is the one that's addicted to the internet now. Okay, my dad be bit rotting, looking on, you know, the internet all the time. So that is a side note. But you know how the table turns. But anyway, on to the top comment. This is the top comment. You're the asshole. Those are the only friends she has at 16 years old. If she has no one to talk to as a friend, she's going to lose her mind. Also, she's not as stupid as she is. Sorry. Also, she's not as stupid as you think she is. She knows how to tell who's a kidnapper and who isn't. Exactly. Now the role has reversed. Next comment. Yeah, 100% you're the asshole. And you will no longer have a daughter in 2 years. If you can't accept that she's growing up and can make her own decision, you I had zero I had no friends. Oh what well okay, sorry. The way he written this is kind of weird. I had online friends at 14 and never once got kidnapped or hurt. Maybe they weren't who they were saying, but if you taught her online safety, which with your rules you probably need to get up on that. It doesn't matter if you don't know where she live. If they don't know where she lives and she never tried to meet them, then how can they possibly hurt her? All you're doing is taking your child away from her only friends. That's going to hurt her in the long run. She's going to have online friends eventually. My husband and I still do in our late 20s and mid 30s. Welcome to 2020. So teach her how to be safe now while she's home. Also, she's going to be sneakier now. She's 16. She knows tech stuff better than you do, and will no longer feel safe coming to you. If something does happen, change your rules and grow up. This is exactly what I was saying, right? Like she's young, she's a teenager, she's 16. I was young before. I was a teenager before. And like you're not going to stop a teenager to go online. You're not going to stop them. You're not going to stop a teenager from doing what they want. Like back in those days, right? It would be like stopping teenagers from sneaking out from their house to go party. And then now it's like stopping teenagers going online. Once, like again and again, parents has failed to do so. It's impossible to control your child 100%. Unless you're putting, literal chain on your child to like stop them from going or doing whatever they want, right? Which is crazy. That would be abuse. But instead of controlling them, what you should be doing is educating them. Okay, educating them about online safety, what they should do, what they should not do, what they can send, what kind of information they can tell, and what kind of information they can't tell online, right? What they can post, what they can't post. And also, again, I think I repeated this a million times, talking about this post. she needs to be she needs to feel safe around you. If she doesn't feel safe around you, she's not gonna tell you shit. Okay. So when stuff actually gets dangerous, you're not gonna be there to protect her because you're not gonna know. Okay, let's read another comment. There are definitely predators in online space who groom teens who thinks they are not sucks. Sorry. There are definitely predators in online spec. I'm so sorry today, man. It's so hot. I'm stuttering the words. There are definitely predators in online spaces who groom teens who think they are not success who think they are not who think they are not susceptible, who think they are not this word is so hard to read. Who think they are not susceptible who think they are not susceptible, who think they are not susceptible because they are smart. OP is still you're the asshole though. OP is still you're the asshole though. The daughter is 16. She needs to have internet literacy and a good bullshit meter if she wants to continue online friendship. OP could have made this a learning moment for her and him. He could have asked her about online friends specifically, as in tell me their names, nickname, and a little bit about them. The daughter is obviously a digital native. It's possible she might surprise her parents with how savvy she is. I'm betting she's more savvy than her parents. I bet she's more savvy than her parents thinks she is, but less savvy than she thinks of herself. Source former internet obsessed tingle. So he could ask her what her habits are, how she picks friends, and why she thinks she's safe. What kind of info is dangerous to share? What kind of behavior she would what kind of behavior she would identify as creepy. All these are opportunities points to have a dialogue with OP's daughter, and he just chose to yell and say no. Exactly right. This was what I was saying about. It's like this could have this could have been a moment for you to genuinely connect with your daughter and genuinely understand what she was doing online and try to educate her on what you can and cannot do online to keep yourself safe and stuff like that, right? This could be the opportunity for OP, but OP decide to just shut it off. And once you do that, she doesn't feel safe around you. So it's a lost opportunity. OP, your daughter has seemingly connected better with online friends than her IRL peers. IRL relationships are obviously important, but friendships made over the internet are too. Your daughter your daughter has shown an affinity for this friendship. What do what do you think is going to happen if you clamp down on her social life entirely and that she turns 18 and hasn't developed the skill to keep herself safe online? You are wasting an opportunity and a chance for your kid to grow in favor of being a controlling or in favor of being a controlling authoritarian parent. Good job alienating your daughter. Exactly. Okay, we're gonna look at the next one. You're the asshole. You're not teaching her proper internet safety. You're turning it into a taboo. Proper internet safety would be don't give out personal information like name, school, home city. But telling her she's not allowed to play online multiplayer games or talk to people online is an overkill. There's no reason to keep her from playing games online such there's no reason to keep her playing online games and such. They are great social activities, especially in times of being stuck at home. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Yeah, I really needed that. I definitely agree with this comment, especially like the daughter has mentioned about how she struggles like having on how she struggles to have like IRL friends and she only has like online friends. And it was during the pandemic, everyone was online. Like, how can you like not let your child be online to connect with her friends? Like, like it's not gonna help anyone. Like, it's not gonna help your daughter, it's not gonna help you. It's not gonna help you protect your daughter, right? So like it's always about like okay, I'm gonna take a crazy instance, right? Like uh let's take drug for an instance, right? Drug. Uh, uh I mean almost most of the country in this world, right? Almost all of the country has a law against drug. I mean like hard drugs, like cocaine, you know, like cocaine, like any hard drugs, ketamine, whatever the hell you name it, right? Those drugs are definitely illegal in most of the countries in this world. But yet, time and time again, all of these hard drugs, cocaine, heroin, ketamine, whatever you name it, is in the streets. People are taking it. People are taking the drugs. Why? Right, why? It's illegal, right? But then people are taking the drugs. How can that be? How can two be true at the same time? Oh, thank you for the stretch. How can two be true at the same time, right? It doesn't it seems and what I'm trying to illustrate here, right? Sorry for the weird comparison, but what I'm trying to illustrate here is that even if you try to restrict something from happening, it's not gonna work. Okay? If people want to do something, they're gonna do it. If people want to do hard drugs, unfortunately, they're gonna do it. But obviously, in this instance, going online, playing online games is not comparable to hard drugs. But I'm just trying to illustrate in a sense where even if you try to restrict someone, aka, a lot of countries have law against hard drugs, people still take hard drugs. There is still ways for hard drugs to get into streets, get into people's houses, get into people's hands, get into people's life. So like in this instance, OP is restricting her daughter from going online. Do you think that's gonna work? Do you think your daughter is not gonna find a way to go online? Do you think your daughter perhaps would not be even more secretive going online? Maybe she goes to a friend's house to go online. Would that be even worse? She's like, oh, I need to go online. You know what? Let me hit up one of my online friends and go to his place or her place to go online. That would be more dangerous. Just saying. Like, I feel like no way you can restrict no way you can restrict someone from doing something. People are just gonna do whatever they want. People will do whatever they want. You restricting them isn't gonna. Sorry, my dad is coughing. Uh, what was I saying again? OP. Okay, I'm talking about OP. OP, you can't restrict your daughter from not going online. She's gonna go online regardless. You should educate. You should be there for her. You should make her feel safe so that she shares things with her. You should try to understand what's going on with her online activity. Not everything. Not trying to take away her privacy, but kind of know the gist of it so that you can be up to date to like her friends or like her, general activity. And that's the thing, right? But anyway, on to the next comment. I agree. When I was in elementary school, the school had someone from the town, maybe police, I don't know, it's a small town, come in and teach us all about safely interacting online. I haven't been in elementary school anytime recently, but it seems like but it's something that was extremely helpful. I would highly suggest maybe trying to find a web series like this online to help teach her to use online sources responsibly. While interacting with people online can be dangerous, it's also important to recognize that due to your daughter's gender, she's going to be forced to interact with creeper she's going to be forced to interact with creepy people. She's going to be forced to interact with creepy people IRL as well. The person sitting next to you on the bus could be dangerous. Your future coworker and teachers and anybody really could be dangerous. If you give her the tools to acknowledge and fight this, she'll be more prepared as she grows up. Don't make her paranoid. Just be aware that this thing happens. Emphasizing that people online can be dangerous may take away from the danger of strangers IRL. Also give your daughter the skill to recognize also giving your daughter the skill to recognize that these traits in people IRL will make her interaction with other people online safer. I think that if you're really concerned with who she may be talking on the internet, you also have to provide her with real life skills to make her safer in every situation. It's like telling a teen, don't have sex, you'll die, instead of, if you have sex, make sure to use protection and remember, no in full sentences. Correct. I feel like this is the prime example, right? Like, instead of telling your teenage child like, oh, don't have sex, it's such a stupid thing. If your child is gonna have sex with if your teenager is gonna have sex with another teenager, who's gonna like how are you gonna stop them? Okay, you're gonna put like a CCTV on them? Instead of that, teach them proper like safe sex, teach them proper sex education. Like, tell them like, you need to have a condom, you need to be safe, STD and stuff like that is a thing, unwanted pregnancy is a thing. Teach them the consequences of having unsafe sex. That is so much more impactful, because I tell you, if your teenager know that having unsafe sex means that you're gonna have unwanted pregnancy, means that you're gonna have STDs, and how bad STDs can be, trust me, more likely than not, they would think twice before trying to engage in any sexual activities, rather than just saying, oh, you can't have sex because sex is immoral. pointless. You need to show them like the consequences of not having safe, safe activities. Same with online too, right? Instead of telling your daughter like, okay, don't go online, don't do anything online, don't play games online. Instead of doing that, tell her how to conduct herself online. Tell her that, okay, if you do share information online, like your private information, what could happen? People can like search up your legal name, people can search up where you live, people can search up your IP address, people can search up this and that. They can get to you, they can get to your school, they can get to your friends, etc. Very dangerous. So don't share things online, don't share your pictures online, they can identify you, etc., right? Like, teach her how dangerous it could be if you're not conducting yourself safely online. And I think that would be more impactful. That that teaches her vigilance. But anyway, let's continue. uh okay, let's read this one. You're the asshole, why don't you educate her with online safe You're the asshole. Why don't you educate her with online security rather than the approach you have taken? She's a teenager and it's going to be what's happening to me? Sorry. You're the asshole. Why don't you educate her with online security rather than the approach you have taken? She's a teenager. She's gonna rebel if you enforce shit like this on her. You're completely ignoring the impact this could have on her mental health, especially when you know she struggles socially. Exactly, right? She only has online friends. She doesn't have IRL friends. What else? Oh wow. Okay, this is interesting. This a sorry. Let me get some water. Okay, so let's read this comment. This is pretty interesting. You're the asshole, dude. I'm a homicide investigator, and I can assure you that you are overreacting. You should absolutely teach your daughter never to give out her name, hometown, her phone number, etc. Refusing to allow her to interact with anyone at all could actually backfire and put her in real danger later on when could put her in real danger later on. As an adult, she doesn't know what as an adult, she doesn't know what reasonable safety measure to take and simply abandons all of them. Correct. Uh, what else? What else? What else? I should have drink the Milo before this stream. I've been burping like crazy. Sorry. Also a side note, right? Okay, sorry. Also side note. Uh, it's funny. Also side note, I kind of remember I had this conversation with my uncle, like I think a few months ago, actually. Like my uncle, obviously much older than me, was talking to me about Roblox and Discord and was saying like, so anyone could be, talking to a child, a grown adult could be talking to a child, a grown adult could be like grooming the child, and nobody knows. The grown adult can just pretend to be a child. And I was saying like, yeah, that could actually happen. So I was talking to my uncle and saying like, but in the end of the day, you can't stop your child from playing Roblox or going on Discord if that's what they want to do. So the only real solution here is really to talk to your child, understand who they are being friends with online, and just like try to communicate and teach your children about being safe online and stuff like that. And this story just reminds me of that. It's so crazy that how similar the topics were. Anyway, let me go to another comment. Oh, okay. So this comment has the OP in it. He replied. Okay, so the comment is, "You're the asshole. I honestly feel bad for your daughter after reading the comments. Yeah, she kept it from you because you're controlling, oblivious, and refusing to recognize what she's going through, not to mention the comment you made." So this is a comment that OP made. I'm not sure where, but this is one of the comment that OP made. "If people could easily tell who is a kidnapper and who isn't, they would never be kidnapped. A lot of times people aren't as smart as they think they are, or they are, but there's someone out there who's smarter. But yes, I don't want her to lose her mind, although that ship has sailed." Okay, very weird comment by OP. The last time you're the asshole 100%. OP replied, "Well, am I not allowed to make a joke here?" I'm pretty sure OP sound like that. So it continues. "About your daughter's sanity? No, you're the asshole. She has my wife and her sister. That doesn't mean she's isolated. She has my wife and her sister. That doesn't mean she is not sorry. She has my wife and her sister. That doesn't mean she isn't isolated. That ship may have sailed. You are completely and absolutely degrading your child's feeling. Yes, she should have told you about the online friends, but with the way you have reacted, I wouldn't have either. You're completely overreacting, and you are underestimating the effect isolating her is going to have on her." I feel like that's the thing, right? Like, I feel like the child not telling OP about her online activities, to a certain extent, I feel like it kind of tells me more about OP than the child. Because I feel like there is a reason why your child is not telling you about her online activities, you know? Because if you had a great relationship with your child, if you were like more understanding listening to your child, I'm pretty sure your child will be more willing to speak to you about his or her online activity. And the fact she kept it hidden for so long away from you kind of shows that you, like, your entire attitude and personality has always been this way, has always been the guy that doesn't want to listen, doesn't care. It's always like, I think I'm correct, everyone is wrong kind of attitude. So that's why your daughter has been hiding it away from her, from you. That's why your daughter has been hiding it away from you. And the way you respond her kind of affirm her, because now she knows, yeah, see, there you go, like the moment my dad knows about it, this is how she this is how he reacts. So it confirms that I can never ever tell anything to my dad. So I feel like that she he kind of made it into an actual problem. He is the problem and he made it an actual problem. I it's so funny with this Reddit story. All the time you find like they are the one creating the problem. The OP themselves are the one creating the problem and they don't see it. Like, you doing all of this, not allowing her to have like any online friends, not allowing her to play any online games, not allowing her to interact with anyone at all online. In turn is exposing her to more danger because she'll be more secretive. She won't tell you anything, and then she doesn't learn how to uh, kind of deal with creepy or weird behavior. You're not giving her a chance to learn. You're not giving her a chance to grow. And I think this is like overall a trend with like parenting at times. Like, I feel like parents at times are so uh they want to tightly control their children and not allow their children to grow, because like you have to allow your children to like grow, learn, and make some mistakes. But the difference is that you are there to guide them and you are there to help them when they make the mistakes. That's like what I feel like the parent role should be, instead of a controlling freak. But let's see any other comments that is worth talking about. Uh, I think that is mostly it. I think we talk about mostly everything at this point. But yeah, this story is like, yeah, I feel bad for the daughter, and it's not surprising that yeah, the daughter doesn't want to talk to him anymore. Like, it's so crazy that the dad is so worried about her being online with like weird people. Dude, you're on Reddit. Okay, OP, you're on Reddit, you're posting stuff about your child, you're talking about your child and stuff like that. I feel like you're giving out more information that than your child ever has. You're the one that needs to learn about online safety. You know, you're the one that needs to learn about online safety because you'll be like blabbering about everything about your child online. So I feel like, you know, you're putting your child at risk more than your child has ever put herself on risk of being online. You know the irony of that? Crazy. Anyway, next story. Okay, let me get a sip of water. Oh, it's so crazy that I wasn't expecting to even stream that long, but for some reason, whenever it comes to Reddit story, it just goes on for far longer than it needs to be. Okay, let me kind of stretch. Oh, let me stretch myself and get ready for the fourth story. So this is from Am I the Asshole again? 4 years ago. Am I the asshole for setting an office slash gaming room in the spare bedroom, meaning not all of my in-laws can stay over? Interesting. I, 28, female, am married to Nick, 3M. I love how how she immediately named her husband. I, 28, female, am married to Nick, 30, male. I work from home and earn significantly more than Nick, as he decided to pursue his education and apprentice currently in apprenticeship and is currently in apprenticeship. The house where we live is my parents' old 4 bedroom house, which was gifted to me when I turned 18, as they had to move in with my nan due to her health back then. Now they have her house, which is significantly bigger. After the sale and before meeting Nick, I've done a full renovation for it to look more modern. Currently, me and Nick have joined savings for a new, better house, and I have also gotten a decent amount that I've saved myself. As the house is a gift and mortgage free, we only pay the bills, which allows us to save more. In no way or form we are struggling for money and still able to afford holidays and such. Now Nick came from a large family since the lockdown ended about a year ago or so. This is like a year after pandemic. They started coming to see us and stay over every other week. It got to the point where I feel cramped in my own house due to how many people there are and due to how many space they take. Sometimes this Sometimes they overstay their welcome, making it nearly impossible for me to work and concentrate on my hobbies. I'm not mentioning about the amount of cooking and tidying up when they stay over or after they left. After they left last time, I decided I had enough. Off I took some time off work and converted the smaller bedroom into an office slash gaming room, which also has a library space and a cozy sofa for me to chill. I finished soundproofing it just before this weekend. Nick noticed my workstation has gone but hasn't asked anything. Last weekend, my in-laws came in again and I have told Nick some will have to book a hotel as we don't have space. That's when he saw my office. Him and his family got upset and they decided to stay at the hotel instead. It was God sent to be able to relax in my own house for once over the weekend. I was able to catch up with some work too. Yesterday after they left, Nick called me an asshole for setting an office and not telling him anything. He also demanded I need to return my previous arrangement and converted it back to a bedroom. I've reminded him I work from home and need a quiet space for work. as well as it's my parents' house, and he has never asked me if I'm okay with his family being over so much. Nick has been sleeping in one of the spare bedroom and stopped talking to me. Apparently, I've crossed the line and my and oh shit, crossed the line and an asshole for saying this about his family. Am I the asshole? Okay. I feel like okay, the only thing I have to say this, right, is that I feel like she should have communicated to Nick about how she converted the small bedroom into her office. Although I'll give her a little bit, I'll cut her some slack since Nick didn't tell her that his family was gonna stay over that many times. Okay, he never asked before about that. He never asked before about his family. Can his family stay over? Can his family stay over that frequently, that many times? He never asked about that. He never asked about that. So I think it's only fair like the OP never tell him about like converting one of the spare bedroom into like the office slash gaming room. So I think it's kind of fair. Anyway, on to the edit. Realized I forgotten to add some pieces just after the lockdown ended. Just after the lockdown ended, I've told Nick I will be converting one of the bedrooms into an office space. That's when his family started coming over. I've told him that there are too many. I told him that they are too much and need to cut down on visits or have us to visit them, but it was met with their family. After they left, I'm dealing with all the cleaning after them. The door to the spare bedroom was open, so Nick could see the door to the spare bedroom was open, so Nick could clearly see what I was doing. So Nick could clearly see I was doing something there. As he didn't say anything, I assumed he remembered my plan and was okay with it. Hell, even complimented the sofa there. Edit 2. Someone has advised me. Someone has advised me to add this. The normal visit bunch are my mother-in-law, father-in-law, and underage, six under six six underage under 18 siblings. 17-year-old male twins, 16-year-old daughter, 15-year-old son, and 12-year-old female twins. He has 18. What the hell? He has over 18 siblings too. He has over 18 siblings too who visit, but they normally stay Thursday to. Okay, what? He has over 18 siblings too who visited, but he has over 18 siblings too who visit, but normally they stay Thursday to Monday, and it's normally one or two at a time. They do game most of the time together with my husband, which is another reason why I need a separate office space as they are just too loud. Okay. I guess I fault the OP a bit too early. Because she already told the husband that she's gonna convert one of the bedroom into her office space. So clearly she's not in the wrong in any way whatsoever. And then clearly the husband could see that she's working in the spare bedroom, converting it into an office space. And then the moment I see like how there's like 18 over siblings, and then there's like the father-in-law, mother-in-law, every motherfucker like coming, every one of the family member coming over to the house, staying over like from Thursday to Monday all the time. You know how many days are there from Thursday to Monday? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 5 days. That's like almost a week. That's like a work week. 5 days a week, kind of work week. Crazy. OP is not the asshole. Clearly not the asshole. Like, it's so crazy that the husband allowed this to happen. The husband allowed the family to come over frequently. Okay, I'm gonna predict this. This is like a weird prediction. I'm gonna predict that there is a reason why the husband did this. I'm predicting that they are doing this so often is to condition OP to feel okay about it, so that in the future the husband can bring some of the family members to stay at their house forever, like in a long term, like literally stay with them like for years. I think that's why they're doing this. They're like conditioning OP to feel okay about it, so that later on, the husband can bring some of the family members, maybe the mother-in-law and the father-in-law, and maybe some of the siblings to stay with them permanently. I think that's what the husband is trying to do. Anyway, let's look at the comments. Maybe there's like more context here. Not the asshole. Nick can take his part of his saving and go live with his parents. How disrespect. Oh, also, sorry. Before we continue with that, I want to also point this out. After they left, I'm dealing with all the cleaning after them, which is such a asshole move by the husband. You bring your family to the house, okay? And not only one or two, like literally 4, 5, 6 of them over, right? And then they make a fucking mess. And you're not the one cleaning? Your wife is the one that's cleaning? Hello, it's your family member. It's literally your family member. You brought them over. You're the one that should be cleaning, not your wife. So, like, this irritates me more than anything. I hate this. I hate this so much. Like, you brought your family members over, they make a mess, and now your wife is the one that has to clean up. Like, just fuck you, man. Husband, just fuck you. Anyway, on to the first top comment. Not the asshole. Nick can take part of his savings and go live with his parents. How disrespectful of him to have his family there constantly without discussing with you, and then telling you to change your office space back. No. However, you should have talked to Nick. Okay, so this is talking about like how he should have talked to Nick before changing the bedroom. But then clearly in the edit, she already mentioned that she did tell the husband that she was intending to do that anyway, intending to like convert one of the spare bedroom into an office space. Okay, let's see any other comments. Okay, I love this comment because this is what I also mentioned. So the comment goes, and let's be real, this reeks of soft trailing OP to get conditioned to his family and eroding her boundaries and resistance to a full house. Exactly. See, it's basically like from an outside perspective, it's pretty clear what the OP's husband is trying to do. It's like basically conditioning her so that she feels that, oh, it's pretty normal for his family to come over all the time, and then slowly his family is just gonna permanently stay in that house. And mind you, that is OP's house. That's OP's parents' house that was gifted to her. It's not the husband's house whatsoever. The husband name is not in the deed whatsoever. This is her house, solely her house. So, oh, okay. So, good thing that this comment bringing up. So, this is talking about the deed that I was talking about. So, the comment goes, info. Please tell me this house is only in your name. What I see is a woman who makes significantly more than her husband, has provided the home they live in mortgage free, get no weekend time to herself, and has her reasonable boundaries stomped on by her husband and his family. And Nick and co are too rude to even cook and clean up after themselves. The audacity of some people. What if you have plans for weekend out? What if you have plans for weekend out? What if you're sick? What if you want friends over for girls' night? What if your parents, the ones who paid for the damn place, wanted to visit you for the weekend? Where would they stay? Would his family get dibs on your rooms? They seem to think that they seem to think what yours is his and what his is theirs, and that's concerning. And they are literally acting like they own the damn place. So far, no one is taking your opinion and needs into consideration. But it's your effing home. You can try and find out why they want to spend the night so much, but it's necessary. Please don't be a doormat, or this will be your future. Or until you leave Nick. Okay, let's see what OP replied. OP replied, the house is in my name and will stay with me regardless. Thank God. Thank God. I've been away with my friends once and they just ordered takeaway and there's even more cleaning. People say don't clean after. I can't just deal with the house being a mess. Oh wait, what is she trying to say? People say don't clean after, but I just can't deal. Oh, okay. So like the those people were saying like, hi, you don't have to clean after, but like who likes the house, like your own house being in a mess? Obviously you're gonna clean after because it's a mess. Yeah, what an asshole move by the husband and their family members. I've grown up People say don't clean after, but I just can't deal with the house being in a mess. I've grown up in this place and I felt really lucky when my parents gave it to me. Then another commenter say, serious pattern of him disrespecting you, your space, and even your parents. His family members does the same too. And you think it will get better? He's already acting entitled to tell you what to do with a home he didn't pay for. Think of what will think of what it will be like in a house he does contribute to. His family will never leave. Exactly, right? Let's look for another comment that has OP's reply. Uh, doesn't seem like there is any other with OP reply. Uh, I guess we just continue reading the top comment. I don't think there's any other OP reply. Okay, let's read this one. It is mind-boggling to me that anyone would think 8 people staying with you every other weekend is at all reasonable. Sure, you could have clearly vocalized to your husband that you were in the process of converting it. I think okay, no. This has been mentioned. Okay, let's see what else. Somebody commented, please update once you have dumped this late. You deserve way better than somebody who only wants your house and money and who refuses to consider you over anyone. Please see how shitty this is of him. Good luck. I kind of agree with that. Okay, so another commenter. Yeah, OP, don't ever sell this house, especially if it's inheritance and paid off, so he won't get any part of it in a divorce. In a divorce, keep this house always, even if you just rent it out. Don't take this house and sell it. Don't take this house, sell it, and buy joint property and then lose half in divorce. Also, it sounds like you guys have a serious communication problem. I feel like you shouldn't have to convert a room to stop your partner family from coming over. I mean, not really. She was intending to do it to do that anyway, but I guess it's also kind of a way of her communicating that. So yeah, they should hear you when you say they should hear you when you say you don't want to keep posting people and stop. Not the hassle, but look at your relationship a bit. Okay, let's see anything else. Okay, so this comment I think is pretty relevant. Wait, what? Let's get it straight. You told your husband about your plans to convert a room into your You told your husband about your plans to convert a room in your house into an office after the lockdown, and then that's when the in-laws started coming in to visit nearby. That's when the in-laws started with sorry. That's when the in-laws started coming to visit nearly all the time. Then you told your husband that it makes you uncomfortable since there's too many of them and you do all the chores for them, but he didn't listen. Then you renovated the room as you said you will a while ago. Your husband saw the renovation, complimented some, yet still invited his family over and had to go at you for having them stay over at a hotel when he saw the room was no longer available as a spare bedroom. Not the asshole. Seems like he's just taking advantage of you. He should be cleaning after his own family, considering how much you both are saving because the house doesn't have the mortgage and because he can do what he wants to do without worrying about finances. True. Let's see if there's any other more comments. Okay, I think I see OP reply in this one. Uh okay. Okay. This one has OP reply. Okay. Let's read the comment. Not the asshole. I have a follow-up question. Before COVID, was his family visiting like this all the time? I only asked because something struck me as strange, and it's the timing. You tell him you're gonna renovate a spare bedroom into an office slash. You tell, you tell him you're gonna renovate a. You tell him you're gonna renovate a spare bedroom into an office slash game room. But by your post, it looks like he had no issue with this. It sure looks like COVID is entering its end stages, or at least as close as we'll ever get. I just find it strange that the moment you would start I just find it strange the moment you have started to change one of the bedroom to an office, his family started coming over every week, making you play the host, chef, and maid to gaggle of geese. You now have no time to change that spare room. You now have no time. You now have no time to change that spare bed because you're spending all the time working, cleaning, and catering to his family. You finally find the time to do what you've been meaning to do all along. He played big time stupid because I'm sorry, unless this house is insanely massive, no way he did not know what you were doing. And then pretty much tries to shame you in front of his family, making your living and pretty much tries to shame you in front of his family for making your living space and own home more comfortable for yourself. That's why I saw this as. That's why I saw this as he wanted an audience that would be 100% on his side to force you to do what he wanted. Just an outsider from what you have written, this guy seems manipulative, passive aggressive. He clearly doesn't want you to have an office, and who knows all of his reasons. But yeah, I mean, this is all based on the idea before COVID, before you had plans to change the spare bedroom. They weren't visiting like they weren't visiting you. They weren't visiting like you were the weekly restaurant outing. If they were, you're still allowed to change your mind about your home. So this is what OP replied. Before COVID, they only stayed once for our wedding, and it was his entire family while we had a hotel for ourselves. They cleaned out after themselves, cooked as well, so the place was left immaculate. I've suggested Nick if he wanted to visit his family, he should go and stay with them because the excuse is that they don't have space. We never stay in their house because of it, and because it always feel really cramped and barely have any breathing space. The reason why I wanted to change one of our rooms into an office is due to having bigger gaming work setup. I wanted some of the living room space back. I also needed more room of my books and figurines where I wouldn't get scared of them falling off due to people knocking them over. Okay, and then somebody commented, "There you go, you have your answer. They have no space. They have no space at home. They are using your home as an okay, sorry. They have no space at home. They are using your home as overflow for themselves. They are users. Your hubby is a user. They have no claim at all on your home or your space or the effort it takes to maintain them. I'll be happy. I'll be a happy hubby. I'll be quite happy. Hubby is in the spare room. Make sure that if you stay getting has Make sure that if you stay getting hassle from your in-laws, to tell them that it's a direct result of them disrespecting your home by not cleaning up after themselves and not being considerate. They won't care, but at least you have to say it." Okay. Okay, let me read if there's anything else. I'm just trying to look through the comments if there's any more relevant information. Which I think probably not. I think like most of the information was given to us already. Okay. I think there's no more relevant information. I'm just gonna kind of say what I think. Okay. I think I think what the OP's husband and their family is trying to do is clearly using their house as an extra space. Like how OP mentioned, like, the OP's husband's family house is like very crowded, very cramped. There's so many siblings in there, 18 siblings. So clearly they are taking advantage of OP and taking advantage of OP and her house to use all the spare bedroom, to stay over at there. They practically stay there like almost every day, considering they stay like 5 days at a time and they are staying like every other week. right? Every other week. Yeah, they're staying like every other week, 5 days at a time. Like they are just staying there permanently at this point, right? So right. So I genuinely believe this is just the OP, the OP's husband and their family members just taking advantage of OP and her house, just using her spare bedroom, just eating, sleeping, using all of the utilities, eating up all of the food, not even cleaning up them after themselves at all. Just totally taking advantage of OP 100%. So I feel like OP really just need to step up for herself, stand on the ground, draw the boundaries, and if the husband do not agree with it, then I feel like she really need to take a good look on their relationship. Really have to consider the relationship, really have to think about it, because I feel like this cannot go on, because in the end of the day, it's her house, and it's a house that was gifted to her. It's a house that was gifted to her by her parents. So she has the say. She has the say in the end whether she wants people to stay over or not. She has the ultimate say in all of this. So her husband have zero say about it. Her husband does not own the house. His name is not on the deed. So 100% I support OP. I don't think she's the asshole, and I genuinely think she has to step up for herself and really draw the boundary. Like the husband is 100% asshole. The family members is 100% asshole. Like I genuinely hope the situation got better. I'm not sure what happened after that, but I really hope they really, solve this. Like for me, if my partner did this, like hell no. This like a good reason for a divorce, 100%. Because like I say, in the end of the day, like with all of these stories, it's not about what action was made. It's about respect. There's clearly no respect by OP's husband, you know, doesn't take in consideration about how, OP has to be the one cleaning, cooking, taking care of all the family members. Doesn't take into consideration that, you know, the house is literally OP's house. Doesn't take any consideration of her at all. So glad that OP is starting to like see the problems, and I hope that I hope that she was able to solve this problem. Anyway, on to the next story. And I think this might be the last one actually. This is the last story. Oh my god. Let me stretch a little bit. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Talking for 2 hours straight is tiring. Okay, let me drink some water. And I think I'm gonna get a bathroom break. I'll be right back. Hold on. Last story. We're gonna get through this together, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I think that's it from me. I think I'm gonna end it here. Thank you for coming by. There is so many crazy ass story today that we have read. I mean, the one with like the father totally restricting the daughter from like going online is crazy to me, and especially the one where the OP like made a gaming room and then like their husband was mad that his family member can no longer stay at the house. Crazy. I feel like today's story is so much more dramatic. I believe it's so much more dramatic and I really enjoy it. I think that's all we have time. That's all the time we have today. I really appreciate for you guys coming up, showing up. And I'll see you guys next time when I do another reading Reddit. I will do it next week again, same time as usual. And look forward for this episode to be a Reddit store to be a reading Reddit episode. So episode 2 will be coming out after this word. It's gonna take me some time to like edit it, and I really hope that you guys enjoy it. And the first episode is already out. You guys can watch it if you want. It's on the pinned comments. But anyway, I enjoy everyone coming by. Want to stay if you guys want to if you guys want to catch up to what I do, my content, my stream, my videos, you can hit follow and subscribe, especially my YouTube. That's where most of my content are. And also you can join in Discord. It's in the description. I think I'll just post in all of the links if you guys are interested. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys for coming by. It really is a I don't know. I always have a fun time. Always have a fun time with reading Reddit. It's just so much fun. But anyway, thank you for coming by. I'll just post it in the Discord, in the chat. If you guys want to follow, this is my Discord and this is my YouTube. So for anyone interested, you can follow me there. That's where my content is. Anyway, you guys also can look at the description and all of my links are there. So thank you for coming by. Thank you for coming by. And I have to end it here. I'm really super duper tired. So bye bye. Bye bye. I'm waving my hand, but you can't see it.